We all woke up on New Year's Eve expecting to have a nice, peaceful day, and we find out that a maniac in a pickup truck had driven through a whole bunch of people on Bourbon Street during a New Year's Eve celebration in New Orleans, killing over a dozen and injuring dozens more. Should have been a nice celebration that looked like this. Instead, turned out looking like this. And this. And this. So much for peace on earth and goodwill toward men. So I had two hard questions here for us. Number one, how was this guy able to get past these big old fortified barricades? Why weren't the entrances onto Bourbon Street very well sealed off? And then number two, the FBI said that this is not a terrorist attack. So in this analysis, we're going to take a look at how these failures were able to allow this tragedy to occur. Now, Bourbon Street is supposed to be well barricaded with barricades that look like these here, but some witnesses had said today that they weren't deployed at the time. Okay, so we're starting over here at the intersection of Canal Street and Bourbon Street. So this is Canal Street. There's the trolley tracks. They go there. And you might recognize this. There's your Marriott and the Sheraton. And we're going to turn around here, and this is the intersection of Bourbon Street. So Bourbon Street starts right here at this Walgreens at the corner. And specifically, so the truck we know went right down there, and it went down about 3 blocks. So it stopped just before Conti Street, 3 blocks up the road there. So when you look at the bird's eye view, here's Canal Street. He turned here by the Walgreens, and he goes shooting up here at what they say was up to 70 miles per hour up Bourbon Street, and stopped somewhere just shy of Conti Street when he crashed into an articulating lift in the middle of the street. Many of you probably refer to an articulating lift as a cherry picker, or some people call it a crane, although it's really just an articulating lift in this case. So as we look around this area, I think this is engineering-wise where we need to focus our efforts, because we need to find out how was it that a vehicle was able to get past this barricade here. And this is a pretty robust barricade. And here's what it looks like in normal operation. So this one was set up here in the city of Fremont, California, at a street festival there to protect them from possible murderous intention type people driving in pickup trucks and things like that. So the gate just deploys upward vertical and it stops any vehicle. And we do know that the city said it was broken. And so this may come to bite the city in the butt later on. It's because there's no excuse with New Year's coming up why this thing wasn't fixed, or why couldn't it be set in the up position and locked to prevent any cars from getting through there. How the city leaders said, we had a system in place, but he defeated it. He didn't defeat it. They defeated it themselves, unfortunately, the design of it. And then look at these bollards in the background. I don't know if those are cigarette things or real bollards, but look, you could have put some across that sidewalk there on the left, and then same here on the right. You could have put some bollards over there as well. Because, I mean, look, they do this all the time. For example, at the White House and at Lafayette Square, they have bollards all over the place there. And so these are commonly used to help keep traffic out. And they should have been all the way across there. You can have them going across the sidewalk, no problem. I think you're going to have the city taking a harsh look at this design of what they have here, and they're going to have to beef it up because they can't ever have anything like this happen again. This was just too easy for somebody to get past there when just a few well-placed, even if you made some cement columns going down to the ground, I mean, just anything, plant a tree, anything, folks. Anything is better than nothing to fill these gaps that you see here, like on the left side, and then on the right side as well. And here's something else that came to my mind. Why couldn't they have brought in some of those concrete Jersey barriers that we use all the time on the highways? You know, that would have stopped him. Or you could put even 2 or 3 layers of those types of concrete bunkers, or other portable types of barricades could have been brought in. If you know you have a barricade that's not working and it needs to be fixed, you should bring in mobile barricades. So in my opinion here, the city is really without excuse for securing all of these entrances onto Bourbon Street. I think you're going to find a lot of lawsuits against the city for this. So this is immediately before the incident began. Here he is in the truck. That's the white truck sitting there on the other side of the street, there on Canal Street. That's it right there. And you're going to see him drive right around the SUV and onto Bourbon Street there. It's just amazing. It's almost comical, really, how there wasn't enough police presence there to block that intersection off. Just the one SUV, and that was it. There he is. He's going to turn right here. There he goes. Boom. And that's where this clip cuts off. So it was like just after 3:16 a.m. Now I want to take a closer look in slow motion, and we'll try to zoom in a little bit as well. Now I've got to slow down to a quarter speed, and you could see he just barely makes it past the cop car there. And I don't even know if he hit anybody there, but man, that was amazing how he snaked right through that little opening. It's like threading the eye of the needle. And then here's another security camera view from Bourbon Street, and you can see the time is now 3:17 a.m. And I've slowed it down 3x for you, and here you can see him barreling down the street, but he's not going to hit anybody. I can't show you any scenes where he hit anybody, and I'm not going to show you any of the bodies either. It's just simply not allowed here on YouTube. But you can see how close these people here came to getting hit. I mean, they are just unbelievably lucky. And it was all probably over in less than 60 seconds. And then here's the scene where he finally crashed into that articulating lift in the middle of Bourbon Street, ending his little ride. And I'm going to show you here, zoomed in and also slowed down. You'll see the shots. First, I'll play it for you in real time, and then we'll watch it again in slow motion. Okay, so that was real time. Now let's slow it down 4x. And you can't tell really who's shooting, or you can't see anybody getting shot because, like I said, we can't show any of that here. But you can hear the shots ring out, and then that was it. And I have another angle here. So let's take a look at this other angle, and I will show you from this point of view here. And then we'll look at it in real time first, and then we'll look at it in slow motion immediately thereafter.
What the f***?
So I counted the peaks there, and it looks like there was about probably 35 shots total there. So let's take a look again. Listen to all the shots individually. I think we got him. Now, immediately after this went down, you could see a bunch of cops waiting at a street corner right here. And you could tell the second they get the call and they all start running up the street. So this is the initial reaction as they headed up Bourbon Street. I don't know which corner this was at, though. Up Canal Street with just literally dozens and dozens and dozens of first responder vehicles, rescue trucks, fire engines. Because, you know, they had to take over 35 people to the hospital. So immediately after the shooting, the cops are doing CPR here, probably on the shooter. They likely dragged him out of the truck. You can't see anything here, and we wouldn't really be able to show you any body anyhow. And then right here is an eyewitness video that was shot probably about 45 minutes before the incident. And there's the articulating lift in the middle of the street there on the right. And you can see these people obviously missed all the excitement, and luckily they got out of harm's way ahead of time. That's where it crashed right into that articulating lift there. And then as you look on the back of the pickup truck, you see that white PVC pipe. It looks like a PVC pipe or a flagpole coming off the tow hitch. On top of that is that black flag. And that's the one that we think is the ISIS flag. So I don't know why he had it all wrapped up, unless maybe somebody wrapped it up after, we don't know. But he did mention in one of his previous recordings that he joined ISIS. So what do we do then? Do we keep our ears to the ground? And if we hear of anybody signing up or joining ISIS, do we just run over them with a truck with a U.S. flag on the back? Now, the first puzzling thing that I noticed this morning when I'm reading through all of these headlines is that the mayor of New Orleans is saying this is a terrorist attack. But believe it or not, the FBI said that this is not a terrorist attack. And I'm thinking, what? I wasn't even going to make a video on this, but now I'm going to because I'm like, this is totally crazy. Because how can they say just a few weeks earlier that the alleged CEO shooter, Luigi Mangione, can show up in New York, walk right up behind the CEO of United Healthcare and boom, boom, shoot him, one guy dead, right? And that's a terrorist attack according to their definition and according to the FBI's complaint in court about it. Why is that a terrorist attack? And this event here, where this guy drives a truck down Bourbon Street, injures over 30 people and killing 15 people, how is that not a terrorist attack? And oh, just as a little bonus for you, there's an ISIS flag on the back of the truck. Gee, if that isn't the total giveaway right there. So something was a little strange going on here this morning, and so I was wondering why. And then why did the FBI have a sudden change of heart? Now, all of a sudden, the FBI is investigating it as a terrorist act. Oh, really? Well, if any other important facts come up, we'll do another video on this. But in the meantime, if you haven't seen these other videos here that we've done on the CEO shooter, make sure you check these out here. And thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.